Hello, scientists. It's Morgan the Mermaid. And today we're going to talk about the coral reef. In the ocean you can find blue stripes, yellow spots, orange stripes, purple spots, and green stripes, all in the coral reef.
Did you enjoy seeing Morgan the Mermaid in the Coral Reef? I hope you did. Today, I'm going to read you a story called It Could Still Be Coral. Here are some pieces of coral. Would you say that coral is animal or mineral? In a way, it is both. Coral is found in the sea. It is made of rock called limestone and comes in many shapes and colors. But coral could be an animal and still be coral. The coral made of limestone comes from the coral that is an animal, so they are both called coral. Coral animals are also known as polyps. They live in the ocean in warm parts of the world. Most polyps are very small, less than 1 inch. Their bodies are like jelly. These polyps are called stony polyps. They have hard limestone skeletons. Your skeleton is inside your body, but the skeletons of stony polyps are outside their bodies. These skeletons piled on top of each other become coral reefs or coral islands. There are many different kinds of stony polyps, each with a different shape of skeleton. Corals could look like the branches of a tree, the antlers of a deer, the pipes of an organ, mushrooms, leaves of lettuce, or an open fan, and still be coral. It could be almost any color and still be coral. Stony polyps gather into large groups or colonies. Over a long time, as the polyps in a colony die, their skeletons may form a ridge or coral reef. A reef is made up of millions of coral skeletons. The top of a coral reef may be just below the surface of the water, or it may stick up out of the water. Some islands are really coral reefs. Reefs often form close to a seashore or around an island. Coral reefs form in warm ocean waters. By far, the largest coral reef is the Great Barrier Reef. It stretches for 1,250 miles off the coast of Australia. Coral reefs are great places to look at marine life. You can swim, snorkel, or scuba dive, or travel in a glass-bottom boat and see tropical fish all around you in every color of the rainbow. Birds nest on coral islands. The coral rock itself takes many strange and beautiful forms. It might look like the inside of a church or like a garden of brightly colored plants and still be coral. And for this underwater world of wonder, we can thank those tiny polyps. Are you ready to make your own coral reef? Let's do it. Okay, we're going to make a coral reef. You're going to need several supplies. First thing you're going to need is a palette to put your paint onto. I'm going to use blue and green paint. This can be acrylic paint, this can be tempera paint, any paint that you have except for watercolor. That's probably not going to work, but any other paint will work fine. In your packet this week you have the coral reef creatures that we'll be using, so you can color those and cut them out. I've already pre-colored and cut mine out. You will need some tacky glue or white Elmer's glue, some scissors, egg cartons, toothpicks, tape, several different colors of pipe cleaners, and paintbrushes. Are we ready to get started? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint both of my egg cartons. And your egg cartons can be any size. They do not need to be large. You can take a 12-pack and cut it up into 2 smaller ones. I'm using a Costco egg carton that held, I think, 24 eggs. Okay, now let's take a look, make sure we covered all of our egg carton, so it doesn't look like an egg carton anymore, with blue paint. This is a project that has several steps, so if you need to take a break and go have some lunch or do something else, move around a little bit, and then come back to it, you can. This project can take you all week if it needs to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my green paint. All right, now that we have our blue and our green little sections of the ocean floor, you can put these any way you'd like once they're dry. And then you can start with your little sea creature cutouts, or start making the coral, whatever you want to do. I'm going to start with my sea creatures, and I'm going to take a toothpick and tape the toothpick to each sea creature like that, and then you can stick these little creatures anywhere you want. Once these are wet, it's a little more tricky because they kind of bend, they're not as stiff, the egg cartons, so you might need help from your parents to do the toothpick portion. Now we're going to make coral with these, but you can also use the pipe cleaners to make sea stars if you'd like, and add little sea stars to your Coral Reef art project. The coral you can make in several ways. These pipe cleaners are really great at bending, and so you can position them any way to make the coral that you want. And again, you can poke them through various parts, but this part you might need to use a toothpick to make the hole first, because the pipe cleaners do bend quite a bit. So I like to use a toothpick, make the hole a little bigger, and then stick the pipe cleaner through there like that. And again, various heights. And then I've also used a little bit of felt that I cut out and hole punched little circles, and you can glue these if you'd like. I'm just going to place them, but you can glue them on your coral reef as part of the coral as well. And there you have it. There's my little coral reef. I can't wait to see how you decide to design your coral reef habitat. Remember to send me some pictures via Instagram or my email. Enjoy the project. Remember to like and subscribe. to support our channel. Thank you.